Hi, how are you? I hope you guys are having an amazing day today. So today, I just want to talk about the Jaclyn Cosmetics launch. There's been a lot going on, and I think my thing is, are there bigger concerns in the world than a lipstick? Yes. Are there bigger like issues, and at the end of the day, is this just lipsticks? Yes. But as someone who is a fan of Jaclyn despite everything that's happened, and as someone who has always really been rooting for her, I have to say that I'm like very disappointed in what's happening, and I think it's something that we should be talking about. I don't think it's fair that people are spending hard-earned money on lipsticks that just aren't working, and so I wanted to talk about this today and provide some receipts. I never really have receipts, but I was on Twitter last night and I was just looking through all the pictures of lipsticks. I'll insert some here. This is probably gonna be a shorter video. I'm probably not gonna read it for too long, but I did just want to talk about like the issues, what I think of them, and kind of what I think needs to happen going forward as far as Jaclyn and her brand go. So these are some pictures. I can't actually see them, but these are pictures of some of the lipsticks that I found. One of them was actually from Raw Beauty Christie even. She posted a picture of her lipstick having a lot of hairs in them. You can see they're like bumpy, and there's holes, and there's like hard specks in them, like pearls almost, and weird lines and weird things. And things that are not like normal with lipsticks. So I did grab a few of my own bullet lipsticks just for some comparison, because I wanted to see if what was being said was like a normal thing. I know the hair and stuff isn't normal, but a lot of people are saying that lines are showing up on their lipsticks after use, and I have to say that that's normal as far as I'm concerned with lipsticks. I'll show you guys just a few of my bullet lipsticks. This is a mini from YSL. I'm hoping I can focus it, but there is like a pretty, I've only used this like twice, and there's a pretty big line and there's a lot of texture on the top of the lipstick. This one I could really tell it was there. This is a Laura Mercier lipstick. You can see there's definitely a lot of like texture to these. Same thing with my Bite lipstick. I noticed it a lot, but I've used probably only a few times, and it's got a lot. So as far as like pictures of, and even my MAC lipstick and my Pat McGrath have the same, the MAC lipstick you can really see has these same like lines. I think that is really the problem here, because I was seeing people being like, oh, I swatched my lipstick and it has those lines. And while this one especially was probably the worst one, this is my most used bullet lipstick. It's a MAC lipstick in Velvet Teddy. This is like my most used one. I don't think it should be happening after like 1 to 2 uses, that's for sure, especially the severity of them. But I do think after watching a lot of videos that the reason this type of thing is happening so quickly with her lipstick is because the formula is really like soft, and I guess because it's really focused with like butters and like really soft formula, that's the reason that's happening. But the other issue that I'm having is with, that's not even really the issue. I think people who are posting about that are just being a little bit, no offense, because I know it still sucks when something's not what you want, but I think posting about a lipstick looking used is a little hypercritical. But there are some that I'm just like, okay, that's not normal. So the things that are not normal are the little like bumps that I'm seeing in lipsticks and the hairs that I'm seeing in lipsticks. That is not normal. I've been wearing makeup for a while now, and I love makeup and I love a good lipstick. I have never found anything hard in my lipstick, which that's really dangerous because it can actually cut your lip. Like that's actually a really serious big thing. I'll link a few videos down below that I found that I thought explained why that's such a problem. That can like cut your lip. That's pretty serious. I don't think that's a good thing. And the hairs is just absolutely disgusting. Like there is zero reason that you should ever be finding a hair in any of the cosmetics that you own. But Jaclyn was kind of saying that that was from the formula. Like her team put out a thing that was like, oh, this is from the formula. Butters breaking down and turning hard. But I thought it was interesting, and I wanted to point this out to you guys because I think this is really important that somebody who is actually in this industry pointed this out. Marlena Stell actually tweeted out basically saying this is not normal. This is a product of using a lab that is not sanitary, especially things like the hard things that you're seeing, the hairs that you're seeing. I know a lot of people have been seeing like fingerprints or like oil splotches on their lipsticks, and those things are not normal. So That's kind of the basis of this whole thing, is people are upset because their lipsticks are coming at a lower quality than a normal lipstick would. Like, sure, of course, every launch you're gonna have like maybe one or a couple of different lipsticks that maybe just like didn't work. But I think that's the other thing too is they're melting. So I'm not sure how I feel about this one. I'm not sure if there's like a way that this could have been prevented, but her lipsticks are allegedly melting. People are getting them and they're melted or they're deformed in a way. And to me, that seems more of like a packaging issue. I don't know enough about that to know, but to me it just seems like if you live in Georgia and you got sent a lipstick and it's 100-degree heat and it sat on your porch for a couple hours, it's gonna be melted. I've had lipsticks in my car melt and get deformed, and what I've done is just like replace them and then put them in the freezer, and usually they're fine. But this still, regardless, like I get why people are mad. I think the reason I'm kind of like wanting to talk about this is because I am a fan of hers. And when I first saw all these photos going around, I kind of felt like people might have been making things up to cause drama surrounding a brand, especially a brand that already had a large target on their back like Jaclyn Cosmetics, just because she's already been involved in so many scandals when it comes to producing makeup. But the more and more I see, and even like influencers, like Robbie Christie, that one shook me because she loves Jaclyn Hill and she would never just, I don't think anyone would, any of these influencers that I've been seeing talking about this, I don't think they would ever just like make this up for the sake of making it up. And the more and more pictures I saw, the more and more I was like, okay, how many people are actually sitting here like conspiring against Jaclyn to make her launch not be a good thing? You know what I mean? Like, how many people realistically would be doing that? And I don't think it's as many that have been posting pictures. And the people that are posting pictures, that's just the people that have been like posting about it. There could have been a bunch more that people just aren't tweeting about it. They just think that's normal, like whatever. I think the way that Jaclyn has been handling this whole thing is what's upset me the most. And I think the fact that she because in my opinion, frankly, to be perfectly honest, I think she knew that there were problems with these lipsticks. I think she knew these were not amazing quality. I think she knew something was going on, and I think she launched them anyway because she knew no matter what, she would probably be able to sell things out. But the thing about that is like, okay, because it's the same thing with the Vault collection, because I don't believe anymore that I used to really, Jaclyn is just so convincing. Like, I used to really think that she would, like, when she was pleading ignorance, I used to really believe it. I don't believe that anymore, because if she's been testing these lipsticks for like 5 years, if everyone in her life has been wearing these lipsticks, if this has been like a huge process, you can't have not noticed. With the amount of people that are getting screwed up lipsticks, you can't have not noticed that there was a problem. Almost every single review of these lipsticks I've seen, somebody has a lipstick that's screwed up. Like, that's just the truth. And I think to me, that just shows that she did know and she just like didn't really care. I was really thinking that with this launch, Jaclyn would have been hyper aware of the fact that so many things could have gone wrong and so many people were going to be so critical already, that she would have made sure that everything was perfect, and she absolutely did not do that. And it just feels like now she's just gonna like cash in on all of this, I guess. And I think that's gross. It grosses me out. I'm sure some of you are not surprised. I'm sure some of you who have already kind of caught on to Jaclyn's BS are just like, oh well, this is just how she is. But I'm like truly surprised that with her own brand, she's doing this. I think the one good thing that's coming out of this is at least her brand does have a return policy. Ordering it online means you've got like a return thing, so you are able to return it and get a refund. And she's issued multiple statements basically saying that people, if you did order the lipsticks and you don't like it, you are able to return it for a refund, which is great. But a lot of people aren't hearing back from customer service right now. A bunch of people are saying they've emailed customer service multiple times and that they're not hearing anything back. And I know Jaclyn Cosmetics put out a tweet basically saying that only like 0.1% or like 1% of people are actually having a problem with the lipsticks or whatever. Like, it's a small number. If the number was truly that small and you were having so little complaints, don't you think you'd be able to email and get back to people in a really timely manner instead of having to wait super long wait times for people to figure out what's going on and if they're going to get their money back? I don't understand, I guess, with influencer brands as a whole, why these influencers aren't spending massive amounts of money on like PR people and, you know, customer service people. Like, if I were ever to start my own brand, I'm not going to. I have no interest in that. But if I were ever going to, and I was an influencer who had had scandals in the past with products, I would make sure I had like hundreds staffed for my, at least in the first launch, hundreds of people staffed for customer service so that every email was getting answered in a timely way, because the longer and longer it takes, the worse and worse it looks. There's no reason people should be waiting days and days for a refund or for confirmation that somebody even knows that something's wrong when they have lipsticks that are literally melting, or lipsticks that have plastic or hair. The hair thing grosses me out so much. And I think using a lab, because Marlene Estelle, I actually really trust Marlena. Some people don't like her, and I get the issues that people have with her. I get that people think she's kind of opportunistic when she speaks up, but she has been in this business for a really long time. She is a pretty successful makeup company, and I believe her when she says that these things are a result of a bad factory. I believe her when she says that. And so I think using a bad factory, not having adequate customer service, and putting out a subpar product and claiming it's gonna be like a life-changing thing, I have a lot of issues with that. To be perfectly honest, as somebody who really liked Jaclyn, this has really made me see that I don't think she's really in it for her fans or her subscribers anymore. I don't believe that she's just this humble girl from Florida anymore. I think she is pretty money hungry. And I mean, again, I know people are probably like, well, duh. But for me, it's like, I wanted to believe in her, and I wanted this brand to be so successful for her. And I wanted her to show people that she could produce quality makeup, because I think she could if she cared more about her consumers being happy. I think if she cared more about those things. And I expect there to be probably like a video coming from her, or like a tweet, or she might not even draw attention to this. She might keep it super like low key and just try to let this blow over. And honestly, that would look even worse in my opinion. I think she needs to make a statement. I think she needs to talk about what happened, talk about what went wrong, talk about what she's gonna do to fix it. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm not buying anything from Jaclyn Cosmetics. And I would have. Like, I almost bought the lipsticks. Like, I really, really would have. I would have bought things from her in the future, because I like Jaclyn and I believe that she's a good person. And I don't know if I believe that anymore. I don't think her business ethics are there anymore. It's sad. It's really sad to see. It's sad to see somebody that I thought of as kind of an inspiration to do something so bad and handle the situation so poorly, and message girls on Twitter and be like, oh, the lipstick looks like that because you have chapped lips. And it's like, well, no, that's not the reason it looks like that. It looks like that because you used a shoddy lab to create these things, probably because it was cheaper, which I understand, but it's just frustrating. It's overall, it's very frustrating. I think she could have made the prettiest packaging in the world and had the cutest marketing photos of all time, and if the product sucks, the product sucks. That's what people care about at the end of the day. To me, it feels like she put more work into making the look of her brand really good, and not a whole lot of work into making the actual brand, the products inside, reputable and good and successful. That's kind of how I feel about this. I kind of wanted to post this because I felt like I wanted to talk to you guys about it, because nobody in my life cares. Nobody cares about this but me, and so I wanted to hear what you guys are thinking about this whole thing. Like, am I being too harsh? Could it just truly be like a quality control issue? Like, what is the problem here? What are you guys gonna do going forward? Are you gonna buy from Jaclyn Cosmetics? Like, what are you guys all thinking about this? Because to me, it's just like nutty. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to really say about this. Is a shorter video, I'm sorry, but I just wanted, and I also kind of wanted to warn you guys, because I know a lot of people on here, a lot of my YouTube friends don't have Twitter, and I wanted to let you guys know what's going on with that launch, and kind of warn you guys, like, I personally would not buy from her cosmetics brand. I'm not gonna do it. I was gonna say, like, on a contingency of something happening, I'm probably not gonna buy from her brand, just because I don't believe in it anymore. I don't really believe in her, and I don't believe in her ability to produce, you know what, that's not true. I believe in her ability to produce quality products, but I don't believe she's gonna do it. And I also don't think she's ever going to be honest about what happened here. She's never gonna come out and say, I made the decision to use a brand that was really shoddy. Like, she's never gonna do that. She's never gonna be honest. And that's the problem I have with all of this, is when you have something like this big happen, you should be being honest about it. You should be letting people know. You should be allowing your consumers to make an informed decision on your products based on truthful information, and that's not happening. So I also don't think it's repackaged Morphe. I've seen that rumor a lot. I don't think that's true. I don't think it is. Maybe I'm wrong, but I have a gut feeling that she didn't go with Morphe on this one. I know a lot of people were saying the packaging was made in the same place, but I've seen a lot of packaging made in that place on Twitter, and I also don't think the lipsticks themselves are actually Morphe. I just don't believe that one. Could be being deceived again. Oh, the other problem, okay, I'm sorry I'm throwing this to the end, but the other problem I just remembered people are having is they think the lipsticks are expired, and I honestly can't speak to that. I don't think there's any evidence to show that the lipsticks are expired because of the batch codes, but if they are expired, I just can't see why she would sell expired ones, but I can't see why she would do anything that she's done so far. So what do I know? But I truly can't really see why she would sell expired ones at this point. But if they are, and we find out they are later down the line, I can't say I'll be shooketh. So that's it for me, friends. That's all I really wanted to talk about today and just get your guys' opinion on everything. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, or just like, or just subscribe, or do neither. Honestly, just so happy you're here watching me. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for allowing me to talk about this. Thank you for talking to me about this, because I'm dying to hear some more opinions. And I hope you like this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!